beautiful friends, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Anna and I am so excited because today we're making strawberry ice cream. I personally love ice cream. Nothing compares to homemade ice cream, and especially when it comes to strawberry ice cream, because I find that most of the strawberry ice creams at the store, they kind of taste artificial. This one is just full of fresh strawberry flavor. It's nice and creamy. Strawberries are in season, so they're juicy and sweet, and they make for the perfect ingredient to make ice cream. Now for this recipe you do need an ice cream maker. Let me show you the ingredients because there are not very many at all, so we can go ahead and get started. You're going to need some heavy cream, half and half, obviously some fresh strawberries, sugar, vanilla extract, salt, and egg yolks. Now one suggestion I do have with the sugar: taste your strawberries. Today I'm only using 3/4 of a cup of sugar just because my strawberries are really sweet. If your strawberries are not as sweet yet, you can use probably like a cup of sugar and you should be good to go. So make sure you do try your strawberries. Now in here I have a saucepan. I'm gonna put in medium-low heat, and to it I'm going to add my half and half and my heavy cream. I'm going to bring this to a light simmer. You don't want it to boil because you don't want your cream mixture to become too hot. And this, we're gonna do this so we can make our custard for the ice cream. Another thing, since you do need just the egg yolks, don't throw away your egg whites. You can make them into an omelet. You can make pavlova, which I have a recipe for. Here I have two different types of pavlova recipes here in the channel. I have my winter citrus pavlova that's absolutely citrusy and delicious, and my regular, just kind of traditional pavlova, which is very good. So in case you want to check that out, I'm gonna leave it either here or here, so you can check those recipes in case you need something to do with your egg whites. Okay, so this is gonna come to a simmer, medium-low heat. Now in my bowl I have my egg yolks. To add, I'm going to add the sugar, and we're going to whisk just until the egg yolks become kind of like pale in color and a little frothy. So you can see they're really bright yellow. Now to get the written recipe, you can go to my website, anitasdelightsrecipes.com. I always leave a direct link to it in the description box, so you can get all the written measurements and everything, pretty much all the instructions and everything you're going to need. Okie dokie. So as you can see, my eggs are really pale and kind of frothy. Now as soon as your milk mixture comes to a simmer, you are going to start adding, wait, let me put a towel underneath my bowl so I can whisk without it moving. You're going to start adding a ladleful of milk at a time, just to temper our eggs. And you also want your eggs to be at room temperature. This is kind of important because you don't want to add, warm milk to your cold eggs. You might risk scrambling your egg yolks, and that's not a good thing. Okay, so you mix, you add another ladleful, and you mix. You're pretty much gonna do this just until your eggs are tempered. And that's only, I think mine are pretty much there. Okay, so that's good. Now I'm going to add pretty much all of the milk mixture, and we're going to pour the mixture back into our skillet, just like so. And now we're going to cook this until the custard kind of thickens a little bit. This is going to take about, I would say, like 3-4 minutes. This is still on medium-low heat. It's very important. Don't be tempted to bring up the heat because you might risk curdling your eggs, and we don't want that. We don't want to go to that trouble because then you're gonna have to start all over again. So I'm just gonna let that cook. You do want to stir it pretty frequently, just so nothing really sticks, and it's gonna cook for about 5 minutes, just until it's thick enough that it coats the back of a wooden spoon. My custard is exactly how I want it. This is pretty much what you want to see. Look how beautiful and thick it is. If you run your finger down your spatula, you see how, well, let me do that again so you can really see it. Okay, you see how it stays separate? That's exactly what you want. So now we turn off our heat because this is pretty much ready to go. I'm going to add my custard, pretty much the same bowl. I didn't even bother cleaning it. I don't think there's any need. And I am using a sieve just because I do want to catch any curdled, pieces of egg. Look how beautiful and creamy this custard is. This is what's going to make the best, creamiest ice cream. Now I do like to hit it with a pinch of salt just so it brings out the flavors, and a little bit of vanilla extract, just a little splash. Mix it around just to incorporate it, and now your custard is pretty much done. The next step would be to puree our strawberries. We're going to do that in a little while. Now I'm gonna let the mixture come to room temperature, then I'm gonna pop it in the fridge. You do need to let your custard refrigerate for at least 6 hours to overnight. You want this to be really, really cold, otherwise the ice cream just won't form properly. Another thing, you want to make sure that your ice cream insert is in the freezer. I keep mine in the freezer at all times, just in case I ever want to make a quick ice cream. I don't have to worry about my ice cream insert not being frozen enough, because it needs to be frozen solid, depending of course on what ice cream maker you're using, but I think pretty much all of them will require you to have the insert really, really, really cold, pretty much frozen completely. So make sure you put yours in the freezer. If yours is not in, while your custard is refrigerating. I am going to cover this with some plastic wrap. So you want to pretty much press down on the custard itself, just like this, and that way it will prevent any weird crust forming, because we wouldn't want that. Like I said, I'm gonna let it come to room temperature, and then I'm gonna refrigerate it for about 6 hours. Once this is ready to go, I'll be right back to show you the next step. Here I have my strawberries, my beautiful strawberries. I did rinse them very, very well to remove any sort of dirt or anything like that. And you just want to pretty much remove the stems. And I'm going to add this to my blender cup. Wait, let me put this here. My strawberries are ready to go. I'm going to blend this. Well, I'm actually going to puree it until it's very, very creamy and smooth. You don't want any, I personally don't like any chunks of strawberries in mine, so I want it very creamy, very smooth. So I'm gonna do that off camera, and then I'll show you the next step. My custard has been refrigerated for about 5 hours. I just need 1 more hour. So I went ahead and I pureed my strawberries. Look how bright red this looks. Now I'm going to pass this through a sieve just because I don't want any strawberry seeds in mine. I personally like mine very, very creamy. Sometimes I'm really picky with textures, and you know what, I'm not apologizing. You want to go in with your spatula. You want to make sure that you remove as much of the strawberry puree as you can, because this is pure magic. It smells incredible. I'm going to mix this together just until it combines. I want you guys to see how beautiful and pink this looks. Now you can add, if you wanted to have a bit of a darker pinkish color, definitely add some food coloring, but I really love mine just as is. I don't think it needs it. I'm gonna cover it with the same plastic wrap. No waste. You don't want to waste any unnecessary plastic. So same plastic wrap. Make sure it's touching the actual custard. And I'm going to put this back in the refrigerator just for another hour. After 6 very long hours, my custard is finally ready. Obviously, if you have the time, you can leave it overnight, and it's even better. just because the custard really intensifies with the strawberry flavor, but about 6 hours. It's good. So you're gonna add it to your very, very, very cold insert. It has to be pretty much frozen cold. Okay. I wanna get every last bit of it out. This is just so yummy. You don't wanna waste a single drop. I'm gonna pop on the lid and I'm gonna turn it on. This is going to freeze for about 30 minutes. That's how long mine takes. Obviously, follow your ice cream maker's instructions to know how long yours has to freeze for. So here we go. It's been, wait, let me turn this off. It's been 30 minutes and my ice cream couldn't look better. Look how beautiful and creamy this looks. Like, I want you guys to see, just look at that. It's incredibly creamy, beautiful. Obviously, this is not completely set. I mean, it's not completely frozen. It's kind of like a soft serve consistency at the moment. You need to transfer it to the freezer and it's going to continue freezing for a little longer. I, of course, can't wait, so I'm going to try it. So light. Full of beautiful strawberry flavor. I'm gonna transfer it into my ice cream container. You can also transfer it into any other like freezer friendly container. I love to save any type of, you know, like gelato container or ice cream container. This is from Talenti. I love Talenti gelato. And I usually save the containers because I'm gonna keep some for here, but I'm also gonna give some away because this is too much ice cream. And then if I have this amount of ice cream at home, I'm really tempted to eat it all. And that's not a plan because I have a very sweet tooth and I try not to eat ice cream every single day. I am beyond excited to enjoy some ice cream, at least for a few days. Okay, so we're gonna transfer it. And like I say, you have to let this freeze for a couple of hours before you enjoy it if you don't like it. Kind of like the soft serve consistency. I'm gonna add some here because I'm gonna give this one away. We're gonna share. Sharing is caring, and I know there's some people that would love the strawberry ice cream. And this is pretty much it. If you like pieces of fruit in your ice cream, you could add, in the last minute that your ice cream is churning, you can add some diced fresh strawberries to your ice cream and get that very mixed in. Okay, and this last little bit that's here is for me. So, beautiful. I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. Wonderful. Not too overly sweet. Like I said, if you want it a bit sweeter, add more sugar. But to me, this is perfect because my strawberries were nice and sweet. It's sea salt. It's not very hard and it's not time consuming at all because you just put it in the fridge and you let it in the fridge do its things. I pretty much popped my custard in the fridge. I went on with my day. I did some laundry. I did some cleaning. I filmed other recipes, and whenever the custard was ready for me, I poured it in, I let the ice cream maker do its thing, and that's it. So ice cream making is not very hard, but you do need a little bit of time. You can also do the custard the day before and do it and churn it in the morning. You put it in the freezer, and by dinner time, you can have some delicious ice cream ready to go. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoy the recipe. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.